Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Evan Jivanakis here, Executive Coach Asia.com. How are you? I hope everyone is well. And in this video today, as you can see, I would like to share with you some tips on how to manage your boss. Yes, it is possible. So are you managing up? If you didn't already know, the most significant factor that impacts your job satisfaction is the relationship you have with your direct manager. And not surprisingly, when I coach clients, executive leaders, they often bring me stories about the difficulty of working with their bosses. And it is not always that these supervisors or leaders are bullies or tyrants. It is simply that many employees do not prioritize building a good relationship with their manager. Why? Because the value of a good relationship gives you a solid foundation when stressful times come. And without a good relationship with your boss, you don't have the open communication, you don't have the sense of trust needed to resolve issues quickly. So in this video today, I will talk about managing your boss. Now, many people do not take seriously the need to manage up, or at least they don't believe, they can have any significant influence over their relationship with their boss, which is actually not true. Yes, certainly, personality plays a major role in the relationship, in the dynamic between subordinate and manager. Fine. Sometimes there is personality clash. I understand that. But if you put the effort as an employee to enhance that rapport, it can be very effective. So in this regard, at least you make your own luck, You're making an effort to improve the relationship. And if this work relationship is too important, you don't want to rely on circumstances. You don't want to rely on good fortune. So today I would like to share with you tips that will help you establish positive working relationship with your manager, with your superior. And the first thing that you can do is establish clear goals. Both you and your manager must agree specifically on the goals expected of you and how it fits in, or how it's cascaded down from the larger organizational perspective. This may sound simple or something which is measurable, measurable objectives, sales targets, financial objectives. These are tangible things. But there are intangible, important goals as well, such as maintaining good relationships with key executives or key departments. So make sure you ask directly, what do you expect me to accomplish? You need to know what he or she is expected of you, and he needs to know what you expect of them. So tip number one, establish clear goals. You both need to know where you are going. The right expectations. Tip number two, keep her informed. And I don't mean micromanagement. I don't mean reporting what you do every day, but let your manager know what you're working on. Let your manager know what you're doing. Keep them informed on your progress. Keep them informed about the challenges. Maybe establish a ritual, for example, a weekly email to give them a quick view of what's going on, or a bi-weekly face-to-face or Zoom meeting. Nobody wants to be in the dark here. You don't want to be in the dark. They don't want to be in the dark. So Keep the communication open, keep them informed. The third thing that I suggest you do is to find out his or her preferred communication style and use it. We all have our own favorite way to communicate with others. Keep in mind what's your manager's preferred style. Is it emails? Is it face-to-face? Is it Zoom meeting? Is it over the phone? And please tailor your communication to his preference. Just like you'll do with your client, adapt, be adjustable. So find out his or her preferred communication style and use it. The next tip that I give you sounds a bit funny, but help your manager in looking good. And let me explain. Determine your manager's KPIs, the key performance indicators, or the criteria that are used to evaluate his or her effectiveness, and try to help by finding ways to contribute to his or her success. Because if that manager moves on to another company, and if you have good relationship, or if he gets promoted, they will help you. They may take you with them. They may offer you a better position. So help your manager looking good. Find ways to contribute to his or her success. The next thing that you can do is ask for feedback. Don't wait for the annual appraisal and ask for informal, the performance review. Ask for informal, professional, but friendly feedback. Go and ask your manager. If your performance is good, if your performance is satisfactory, ask, do you have any recommendations for me to improve my performance? Even things don't go well. What am I doing wrong? What can we improve on? What can I work on? Because if you do so, will give your manager the feeling that you are genuinely interested to develop, you have self-drive, and you want to improve. So ask for feedback. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? What is happening? How can I improve? And maybe this will open up more opportunities for you, because if you're doing something very good, maybe he will tell you, listen, you're doing this very good. Why don't you run a training day? Share your things with the other team members. Maybe everybody can learn from you. The next thing that you can do is to always tell the truth. It is needless to say that this is a very important one. This is a major one. You should always let your manager know what the true situation is, no matter how bad the news are. You have to bring it to his, her knowledge. Something I learned in my career, candor and openness are extremely important. So always tell the truth, even if it's hard. The next one, and this is very important when you work from home, don't come with a solution, with a problem. Don't just come with a problem. Bring a solution too. If you have to bring bad news or a problem or a challenge or a client complaint, try as much as possible to have a proposed solution or two. This is a problem. This is what suggests. What do you think? At least make them think that you understand the problem. You notice it. You understand it. This is your proposal. No one wants to be labeled as incapable of dealing with issues. So your solution may not be the best way to solve it, but at least bring in the best analysis possible to the discussion. Show your contribution to the challenge. Nobody wants to hire a person who just faffs around about problems. So don't just go with a problem. Bring a solution too. Bring a suggestion. The next one is to don't point fingers. Don't say he did it, she did it, Be professional. Take ownership of problems, take ownership of challenges, and never point fingers saying it was his fault, it was her fault. Avoid criticizing others. Don't speak bad about your colleagues. And if your manager asks your opinion for a colleague, be diplomatic. So don't point fingers, don't blame, don't criticize. If you ask about the opinion about somebody, be diplomatic. The next one is to be optimistic. And we live in challenging times. So please keep an upbeat, optimistic attitude. Why? Because it will help project a positive impression of you. So take advantage of your positive attitude if you are naturally, an optimistic person. And I don't mean being a rah guy, everything is good, everything is positive. I don't mean this. Maintain your perspective. Sometimes situations are rarely as bad or as good as they appear. So if you are in a difficult relationship with your manager, consider the lessons you are learning from the experience. Continue to build your internal network and never talk bad about your manager in public. So if on the other side, you're in a very positive working relationship with your boss, enjoy the benefits. But do not start to feel invincible. And be mindful of the potential complications, from jealous colleagues who may regard you as the boss's favorite. You don't want to appear like that. So let me share again. Establish clear goals. Keep them informed. Find out what is their preferred communication style and use it. Help your manager in looking good. Ask for feedback. Always tell the truth. Don't just come with a problem, bring a solution or bring a suggestion. Do not point fingers and be optimistic. You should really have a strategic plan to manage up and figure out how to work with your manager more effectively. No matter how good or how bad your manager may be, it is vital, and to be frank with you, it is your job to make this relationship work. Don't leave the quality of that relationship in your manager's hands only. Get involved. If you are a leader and you want to improve your relationship with your manager, if you want to learn more techniques on how to manage up, please drop me a message and I will be happy to have a complimentary 15-minute strategy call to see how we can potentially work together. Thank you for watching. For any more information, please do not hesitate to go to my website, www. You see it at the bottom, executivecoachasia.com. Thank you. God bless you. See you soon.